Hello everybody, and welcome to the 10th episode of my Direwolf20 119 Modpack series. Can you believe that, guys? 10 episodes in and we have so much stuff already done. So what I want to do today, as I mentioned last episode, is work on building a lot more automation and getting a lot more resources coming in. One of the first things I want to do, however, is to get a wireless crafting terminal, because when I'm working down here, it's really annoying always having to come back upstairs or whatever, exactly like that, to use my terminal. Or when I'm just out in the world and I want to craft something or just drop something in my bank, I kind of wanted to just have it always with me. So when I was looking at the area over here, I saw the, where is it? Not the creative super, the super wireless grid from Reborn Storage. So I thought I'd go for this as well as the advanced wireless option, which we can actually pretty much do right now. So what I need to do is I need to create two of these neural processors, or I guess advanced processors. While that's cooking up, we can come back over here and we can see what else we need to get. And it looks like we pretty much have everything else we need. We'll just get, I guess, a little bit more quartz iron. Hopefully we have enough for this. And first we need to get is a wireless transmission. And I think we may need to get a little bit more iron, which I unfortunately don't think I have. Let's see if I have any in my dank. So I have just enough in my dank for some stuff to happen. So what we'll do quickly is just speed that up and speed that up as well. Alright. Get some iron coming in and perfect. So now what we need to do next is we should create a whole bunch more. This will just get 20, seems fine for now. So now we need to make the advanced wireless access point. And we also want to make the normal, I guess, one. Oh, so I need to go ahead and make some stuff now. Let's see what else we can get. Come on, show it to me. There. Oh, yes, oh, I missed it. Oh, fooey. Fooey, fooey, fooey. So we'll go over here. We'll go back to the grid. And we will make the normal grid. Now, do I have the resources for this? Okay, that's not too bad. I only need to make the construction grid. Now, see, I get all this stuff automated, like all these basic cores, I guess you could say. Now that we have that made, we can go back to refined storage, and we should have, or not refined storage, wireless. We should have everything we need to make this now. So we got the wireless grid. Now we need to make the super wireless grid. We have that. Oop, and it's already charged up because of my wirelessness. So I need to get my advanced porter up here. We will put it on top of here. I think that seems like a good idea. I would like to put it right there, but I guess I'll just put it on top of here for now. Now that has 1,000 blocks. It's actually very nice. Network not found. Do I need to right-click it on there? There we go. So now we have wireless crafting within 1,000 blocks. Soon we will get the dimension upgrade. However, I don't think I can afford the dimension upgrade right now. Dimensional card. I mean, I could get this if I grind really hard for it. So I may do that in between, clips I get for you guys, but we'll see about that. I'm not fully sure if I want to do that just yet. But at the very least now we do have wireless crafting, and I can put it in one of my curio slots, and I will very much be happy for that. So what I'm going to do now is, as I mentioned, I want to get more power. Because if we're going to use the builder, that requires a whole bunch of power, and I want to get ready for that. So the interesting way of power I thought we would go around is actually using ender pearls. So if we go to ender, right here, the ender mycelial generator. So we see uses on this. If we use an enderite, we actually get 256 RF per tick at 80 RF, or 256,000 total RF at 80 RF per tick. However, I'm assuming this block probably has use for speed and efficiency as well as processing upgrades, which means I'm assuming we can get more when we're using these upgrades right here. So I'm going to set up an area maybe of 8 of those, and you can see also I do have my blaze rods and my ender pearls going hard because I want them to do as well as possible. We are going to need to do a little bit of auto crafting for this too. So when I get all that materials ready, I'll bring you guys back in. All we have to do is craft the generators themselves now. I just finished making all 8 advanced machine frames, which did use every single last piece of scrap I had pretty much, so I'm really hurting on that, but that's fine. Let's go to Ender then. We will look at the Ender mycelial generator. We'll just chuck the rest of these in there and get 8 of them like that. So what we need to do now is set it up downstairs. I'll get into that in what I was going to say in a moment. So what I want to do is have these all right here. Oh, it looks like they can't accept upgrades. That's unfortunate. I was hoping they'd be able to. So we can just put these side by side right here. What I want to do over here is, I already brought the cable over because I thought it would be useful to have. Is I want, excuse me, to have an exporter of ender eyes into this chest right here. Or I guess this drawer, I mean, sorry. But to get that, we won't always have enough in stock of ender eyes. So I want to give this a crafting card, which I did make this, by the way. Oh, also, guys, where is it? Where is it? I don't see it in here, but right here. So the super wireless grid does not actually work when in the curio slot. It does work if you use it in your hands. However, if you want to use the hotkey, you can't use it. I had to craft myself a wireless crafting grid for that to work. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. So we want to make a crafting card from here. So if we go to @refind and look for crafting card, or crafting upgrade, sorry, we can make one quickly. We need 2 chests, or 2 of those. Excuse me. And now we have a crafting card. However, this crafting card is useless if we don't put any patterns in a crafter to make it for us. Now, making ender eyes is honestly very easy, so it shouldn't be too bad. I do already have a crafter set up to make some basic things, so I will show you guys how it works. So this is my crafter right here. You can see I have it making pretty much chests and upgrades for me. This is a pattern grid. You use patterns to create what you need. So what we need to do is to create ender eyes. So ender eye. First, we want to add this pattern here, and that'll create ender eye. Then you click create. However, we don't have a way to create blaze powder from blaze rods just yet. So we click R and do that and put that in here as well. And now we have 2 recipes here. And if you press shift, you'll be able to see them in your inventory. With those, you put them into your crafter, and now you should be able to pretty much craft it away. Now when we go down to the basement, it should be crafting and putting stuff in. As you can see right here. It is putting all the ender eyes we want into there, and crafting them at the same time. Now, we can make this faster by putting speed upgrades in here. So what we need to do is go to speed upgrade, and these are the refined storage speed upgrades we want. So we need to make a couple of these bases, so let's make, I guess 2 is fine for now. That should be enough to show us what we're trying to do right now. And now, when we come to the front, you should see a little bit faster of an export. And you can see it's going slightly faster than it was before. The ideal amount you want to put in here is 3 speed upgrades and 1 stack upgrade. However, since we have a crafting upgrade, we can do 2 speed upgrades and 1 stack upgrade, which I don't have enough materials for right now, so I'll make those in a bit. But you also want to put those upgrades in your crafter, so your crafter can work faster. But your crafters only need speed upgrades, they don't need the stack upgrade. So now that we have our ender eyes in here, we can take not refined storage, we can take laser IO, put a node on the back of it, and then just put a node on the back of all these. I'll demonstrate the first one for you guys just so you can see what I'm doing, and then after that I'll just put the rest of them up off camera. So let's see, what is the correct angle? So to do that, I'm simply going to break back here, and we want to go to west. So we want to insert, so this would be extract because we're pulling out of right here, right? And then in here, we want to, on the west, we want to insert. Yes, and then if we connect these 2, that should be putting ender pearls in, and you can see it's creating power now. Perfect. You see it has a pretty long runtime there too. With this, we'll be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, was it 80 hour for tick? So that's 640 more hour for tick we got because of this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the rest of them up, and then when I get all set, I'll bring you guys back in. Excuse me, sorry about that. Alrighty guys, all nodes have been hooked up now, as you can see. I'll just use this one as an example right here. I have an input card for the ender pearls, and I have an output card for the energy. Then I also had to add a plug down here. You can see I have 2 different networks here. I have an out and I have an in. What in means is that every single generator that I create will be put on the in network, because in means it's going into my big Mekanism battery. And the out is anything that needs power is going to go out of my battery, so that's why I have an in and I have an out. Oops, I didn't mean to change that. And that's pretty much what it is. These, as we can see, if we go back to here, they all have 1000 transfer rate, which is fine because these only make 80 per tick. So what I plan on doing now is setting up the builder now that we have all this energy going in. And we can go run over my Mekanism area. By builder, I mean a quarry in the mining dimension. Now we can see my Mekanism battery over here that we have 1.7 going in about. I plan on using 1000 RF a tick for the builder to Quarry out. Now, before I set the builder up, I don't want the builder to flood my system over here with a whole bunch of materials because I only have, 61% full and I don't have enough room for, the hundreds of thousands of materials it will mine over in the mining dimension. So what I want to do is I'm thinking I'm going to replace this wall right here with an entire drawer network. And that will have pretty much all materials, raw iron, raw silver, raw lead, raw whatever, or cobblestone, stone. What else could I get in there? Apatite, gold, raw whatever. I can't say that. Coal, raw, whatever, lapis, and force gems. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a chest, an ender chest from one dimension coming to this dimension, and the chest will then be inputted into the drawer controller. That way I'll know what's not in the drawer system, so I can add it in there, and then the drawer system will have a storage bus connected to the main system here. That way I don't overflood my system, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the drawer system up, and then I'll bring you guys back in when I finish that. This is how I have the wall set up so far. You can see I only have a few things in so far, such as ores, cinnabar, redstone, lapis, and some other stuff, and pretty much most of the blocks that would end up popping up in there. I don't know if basalt will pop up in there, but I just put in there just in case. Now, these blocks will get upgrades. I just don't have the materials for them right now, so I kind of need this thing to run. So what I have is actually a frame door right here. You can use it to hide the entrance to the door. It's the same thing as the doors over my Mekanism area. So what I need to do here is I need to put a laser node here. And on the up, I need to put an item card. Oop, looks like I don't have enough item cards. I need to put this on extract. And to make it as extract as fast as possible. And I need to get another item card so we can just craft that quickly. Item card. While we're at it, we might as well craft some overclockers while we're here. Actually, I might as well just get a few of these guys. So, overclocker. Now, we don't need node, we only need card overclocker, so we'll just get 4 of these. Now, this is going to go really fast, so we're going to need this to go as... Put it in the wrong side. We're going to need this to go as fast as possible. So we'll have it insert, but on the up, on the extract, we're going to put in all those. We're going to have it extract as fast as possible because you know this is going to need it. We can see the laser going into there. And this is connected to all the drawers right here. So I'm going to do now is I'm going to find a nice place in the mine dimension to set the quarry down, and when I find that, I'll bring you guys back in. Alright guys, we are here in the mine dimension. I am pretty far away from my area over here because I wanted to make sure that you guys wouldn't see this area from my colony because I think it would look kind of bad if I did that. So what we need to do now is we need to get this set up. You can see there is no card inside of it because the card is right here. I had it set to 64 by 64 by 256. So 256 is the Y up and down. However, there's something you guys need to know. If you look here on the show support, once it loads in, you can see that everything is centered around this guy right here. So what do we need to do? We want it to be on this side over here. So we need to go to, let's just stop showing for now. Click the card GUI. And we need to change these offsets a little bit. First, I'm pretty sure we need to change this to negative 128. We'll do negative 120, just so we can see it for now. And I think this is this, so we need to go, I think, 0 and 0, I think. I don't actually know, so we'll see right now quickly. So you can see it did bring it down, which is what we wanted. And we'll bring it down the 8 more blocks once we get it all figured out. So let's turn that off again. And let's change this to negative. I honestly don't really know what this is doing right here. We'll go back to 120 just so we can see it, or negative 120 as we said. And let's see where this brings us out to be. So that's actually pretty good. I don't mind doing it. Then we can just switch it to this side when it's done with that. So now all we have to do, so we have negative 32 and negative 32. We just change this to 128. And now, if we see it, it should be... Is it not showing? Right there. Now we can see it. So you can see it's going there and there now. So this is what I want it to be. So now we need to put it and just run on top of it. Now this should auto export once we start it. So all we have to do to start it is just click ignore. And it should mine now. Alright. No? Does it not want to mine? Alright my friends, it was actually a pretty simple fix. I did just have to put a lever down here, and it is running now as you can see with progress. And it's just unloading a whole bunch of stuff, which I need to add all this stuff to my area over there, which I don't have unfortunately. And it doesn't look like it's loading in. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to claim the chunks right here. It looks like it's starting over there. Now, I don't know if I need to claim all the chunks, but I'm just going to claim all the chunks because I kind of worried it won't work otherwise. And I'm going to force load all these chunks too. And boom. Now it's force loaded. Now we're going to head back. Not enough power. I gave you 1,000 RF a tick. So, see, it will just go slower with less RF a tick. So you should still see it's mining stuff, just a bit slower. I could give it 20,000, but I'm not making 20,000, so we're not going to do that. So let's head back to my main base, as I mentioned, and we'll fix it over on that side. We're back over here at my main base. You can see cobble and stuff is coming in, and dirt every now and again. Now, we do have some pieces in here that we don't have added in. And that's calcite, that's limestone, that's dry ice, and that's raw tin, and I guess I'm going to have to add these guys in here too, because they will be mined up. Now let's just go back over here. I guess we're going to have a lot of food because of this. Go here, here, and that should input all of those now. Next, we can put raw tin. Right, I'm doing this very out of order. I know, guys. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but that's kind of how I roll with this right now. And now, pretty much what I have to do is just babysit this guy like this, and just take out stuff that comes in and plop it in here whenever it comes in. I'll be probably doing this for the next 15-20 minutes, and when that's all done, I'll bring you guys back in. I thought now would be a really good time to tell you guys how node overclocking works. So since we have a huge power bank over there and we had a whole bunch of surplus power, I thought I would increase the the builder to 10 times what I was doing at, so 10,000 RF per tick. We don't have 10,000 RF per tick being made, but we had such a huge buffer that I thought I could use it for a little bit right now. So as you guys see here, I have 3 lasers going in now, and it's sucking it all out. The reason I did that is, if we take these overclockers out, you can see it's building up and I can't keep up with it. So how does this work? You cannot just put 3 cards in like this. You have to have node overclockers in there as well. So what overclockers do is they allow you to have cards being used simultaneously. So you can see here, again, it's not keeping up right now. So we go to the upside and we put 1 overclocker in. Now you'll see it's keeping up. I guess I don't really need a second overclocker in right now. I just had it in there because I was kind of future-proofing it by putting 3 in here. But now you can see it's going a lot faster now because all 3 cards are working simultaneously and each have all boosters in them right here. So what this essentially means is when one card is out like this, it can do 64 items, or sorry, 2 stacks of 64 items, so 120 items every tick. And now it can do, was that 192 items every tick? So that's why node overclocking is very important. So you can do it up to 8 in total. So you can put 7 node cards in here. Sorry, 8 node cards in here, because each node card is +1. Just thought I'd mention that quickly because I think it's pretty important for when you guys need, to pull out as much as possible, as fast as possible. Everything's going well right now, guys. Everything seems to be fitting in where it needs to be, and I do have 3 extra rows in case I need to add more things in here later on. But everything looks good so far. I have been waiting here with upgrades, just putting them in everyone that needs an upgrade so far. Everything either gets 2 or 3 upgrades. For these blocks that are getting a whole bunch of, I actually put some netherite upgrades in them as well. Nether upgrades are just diamond upgrades plus another ingot into there, and it's just made pretty much the exact same way as the other ones, and she needs the gold as base. So I did pull out some of the diamonds I got here. Where are the diamonds at? Diamonds right there. I did pull about 3 stacks of diamonds I got so far to make those upgrades for. And yes, I'm keeping this on for as long as possible until you guys yell at me to take it off. So now that we got all this stuff here, when we look into the storage controller right here, we can see we have a whole bunch of raw ore that we need to process. And yes, I'm going to go with Mekanism. It is the plain way, but it is the best way. So we'll go with that. So what I'm going to do is head over to my Mekanism area. I actually have really nothing set up for this. But what I want to do is actually not only upgrade my machines over here before I make the processing area, I want to actually automate every single, let's go to Mekanism first, every single piece of Mekanism right here. I want to automate all these alloys before we get in there, and even honestly, maybe the control circuits as well. I want to have probably a stack downgrade, or maybe I'll use a ×4 box for it. But I think that'll be a good next project to do to get all those alloys and circuits automated. Alright guys, I should have everything I need prepared to make this happen. Now, I did place the blocks down, but nothing's actually hooked up yet because I want to show and do it with you guys first. So before I get into that, let's see why I have all these machines here. Let's start with the 7 metallurgic infusers. So if we go to @Mekanism here, @Mekanism, we need 1, 2, 3 metallurgic infusers for the alloys. We need a 4th metallurgic infuser to make the basic circuit, a 5th one to make the enriched iron, and a 6th one to make the steel. Now, that is 6, and we have a 7th, and the 7th one needs to be made for the, where is it? Right here. The obsidian dust into refined obsidian dust. Now that is the 7th one. And now we have 5 enrichment chambers over here. And we need those. We go to E. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to make each of the enriched versions. And the 5th one is used for making obsidian dust. From enriching a block of obsidian into obsidian dust. Which does remind me I'm going to have to automate obsidian now that we have infinite lava. We can do that very easily. So we'll do that probably next. But what I'm going to do now is show you guys the first one, how it's going to look. So we're on the west side right here, so we have to go to the east. We want to have, first thing, we need to give it power. Second, we need to insert on a filter, enriched redstone. Enriched gives 8 times the value of the materials in here. So 1 redstone is equal to 1, but 1 enriched is equal to 8. And all it costs is a little bit of extra power to make that happen. The third thing we need here is an extract card. We'll just go to 8, and we'll have it be extracted on channel 1, which will go into a chest. I don't really have a chest down here, so I'll just kind of use this as an example. Except I want it right here, not right there. And we can break this pretty... Oh, why did it stop? And we will have it extract into here. By going to the east and going in here and on the insert and insert there. And that, to make sure that's on the extract, yep. And that is on the extract, perfect. So that's essentially what's going to happen with it. And that extract will extract into here. And what I'll probably have in here is I'll have the 3 alloys and the basic control circuit. And then on top, I'll probably add another one for the 4 enriched ones. I'm not sure though. I may not have the enriched ones just yet. And I'll probably add a second drawer right there, a half drawer for the obsidian, both the enriched version and just the dust, because the dust is also useful as well. So that's what I'm going to have set up. Once I get a little bit further in probably putting all this stuff back here, I'll bring you guys back in. Alright guys, everything is connected and hooked up. Just a reminder, the first one is like this. I guess you don't really need a reminder, because for you guys it's 2 seconds or an instant, but for me it's like 30 minutes. So everything is pretty much similar. Some of them I did put in west accidentally, but I switched over to east. And it's pretty much all here. I do have 4 different drawers of 2x2s. Down here I'll have the 4 enriched. Right here I will have the 3 alloys in the circuit. And up here I kind of forget where I was gonna put each of them, but I can show you guys once it's done. But I did add an interface right here. Interface allows you to import stuff in the system and take stuff out of the system. So you can see here I have redstone, iron, diamonds, coal, and obsidian. I do have this currently turned off from extracting it because I don't want it to start just yet. Before I do that, I want to make an automatic obsidian farm first, which we can use our lava we got over there. But I have everything set up over here, so this should be all good. All we need to do is hook up power to it and get an obsidian farm going, and then this should be 100% automated. All I have to do is, just hook it all up and get power going. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to start building an automated obsidian maker. So once I start doing that, I'll bring you guys back in. Getting infinite obsidian is actually quite easy. What I had to do was make this push down into my ender tank down below, which I have set on, not that, which I don't know if I can see right here. I can't. Oh, you can see it's orange, 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 because orange is lava colored, and that's what I chose. I also have this on insert because if I have it on this way, it will start extracting back into here. So I'm going to have it on insert. And I do have an area over here that I have for the obsidian to be made, which is down here. Now, I did already do it, but that's mainly because, well, I explained it really poorly and I wanted to explain it to you guys in a better way. So first off, I do have it linked to the drawer right there, the drawer controller right there, so it's input into the system. What I did was I just connected it into the system over here to give it power up on the up, right there. And then I have an orange extract here and an orange insert in there. I made sure it didn't interfere with those fluids over there. And that's pretty much it. What I plan on doing now is just adding probably some integral components. Integral components, if you guys don't know, integral components are what the upgrades is to just increase the speed of it. I might go to hardened, or I might go to reforged, but I'll probably just start with hardened for now. And you can see the other area we have set up is already starting to pull the obsidian out, and it's going really well actually. Everything's going well over here. I just thought I'd mention that quickly. I'm going to pass the floor up here then. What I'm going to do now is probably start working on creating the actual resource, duplication over there. I felt like it would be kind of silly of me to go to the next project of working on ore processing if I didn't actually turn the machine on here first. So let's get it activated, guys. What I'm going to do is probably put the power right there, and I may need some node overclockers for this. Not node overclockers, sorry. Or just overclockers in general, or the card overclockers. Yeah, the card overclockers, because I'm probably gonna have to increase the power output for all these things over here. So what I'll do is on the up, I will put I think I actually need to make the card first, or just pull it out of my bag here. My CAD holder. We will insert on the out network. Everything should be getting power now? No? No, this has to be extract. Yeah. Now they should be getting power. Yes. And now all I have to do to get this started should be to just simply turn this here on. Right? Did I mess up? I think I messed up. They all got power, so I know the power is connected correctly. Let's see if I messed this up anywhere. We'll check the down. Extract, yes. Oh, something just lit up. I don't think I messed this. Oh, wait. And I didn't input it into the right slot. So what I'm going to have to do, guys, quickly is do the configuration, which I guess I forgot to do. So give me guys 1 second. I'll go back and fix that. Be right back. Alright, guys, I fixed all the configuration. So there's just 2 things I had to do for it. I actually found out I needed a second card in here that was inserting the enriched anything on a different network, and I'll show you guys in a second. So as you see here, I have an input and output on the back, so it can input the main material and pull it out. But I had to put the extra thirds, or I guess the extra second slot, as yellow. And I put them for all machines, as you can see, on the bottom. Now I had to do that because this slot right here is not considered an input or an output. It's considered an extra, as you guys saw right there. So what I had to do was, fortunately, Direwolf has very sneaky options on his card right here, is I can insert it on the down. So even though the laser is going into the back right here, as you can see, right there, it counts as going into the bottom of it, which is where we set the extra output to be. So now all of this should be running smoothly. It's all pumping over here. I got my steel right there, and I got enriched iron in there. The reason I kept enriched iron was because it is used for some reactor stuff, which we'll most likely get into later down the line. And all the stuff out here is going fine. We got all the 4 enriched types, and we should have a place for the atomic alloys to go, and it should get pumped out into there. So now we have all of the enriched and all of the alloys stacked up right here. Now, as you guys do see, I do have a downgrade up in these, so everything will only hold 1 stack. I mainly did this because this is a lot of things like diamonds and stuff, and I don't want to have too many diamonds to be invested into this, and having 1 stack I think is honestly perfectly fine. And it's not only 1 stack if you guys think about it, because I can also get a stack build up in here. So having 1 stack in here realistically means I have 2 stacks of everything here as well. So what I'm going to do now is probably start working on the ore processing setup, because since we're using so many resources over here, I should probably start getting processing up so I can get more than resources coming in to feed this little machine over here. Now I will input the higher alloys right there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I changed it. I'm not actually going to work on that right now. There's one more thing I have to do, which is using all these things I just crafted over here, all these alloys and the basic circuits, to create the other tiers of circuits. So what I need to do now is if we go to Mekanism, you can see I still have to create the advanced, elite, and ultimate circuit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to simply do it all over here, and I'm probably just going to, where's my pickaxe? I'm going to put a crafter right there. Then I just put on, I'll think about what to do, but this is going to have a crafter put right here so it can kind of call itself to be filled up with that. So once I get all that ready, and probably honestly just built up right up, and I'll bring you guys back in. I should have everything I need now to get all these circuits I want and put it up here. So what we need to do is we need to take our crafter out, put it down here. We're going to face it this way, because we do not want it putting into a block. And as you can see, I did craft a diamond crafter for this. I did this mainly because I want all mechanism related crafts to be in this one over here, and I can always, upgrade it to nether right when I want to. Additionally, the diamond crafter has a 25 times speed for crafting over the normal crafter, so this already will craft very fast. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually add a importer into here. First thing I want to do though is I want to add the advanced, the elite, and that crafter into there. And now what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to put the advanced crafting card, and then I'm going to put those in there. And what I need to do next is then go to at Mekanism, and all I have to do, not double click that, is drag these cards over to here. And this should input them, however, it won't just yet at least, because I don't have them actually set up right here. So what I need to do first is I need to, see, how do I do this? I need to craft one, right, because my alloys are all being used right now. So what I need to do is take these out, and the second I put them in, it's probably going to be put into right there. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm just going to let this kind of do its thing, and you guys already know that I just have to get those things put in there before I get them set up. So what I'm going to do now is I think I actually will start working on my ore processing right now, and once these areas start to back stuff, I'll quickly bring you guys back in before I get you guys back to the processing and set that guys up. So give me guys one moment, and I will be right back for you guys. So guys, I just had everything set up. I have the crafter putting crafting powders in here. If you guys are wondering, this is a diamond crafter. It is from an extended mod from Refined Storage. The diamond crafter crafts at 25 times the speed of a normal crafter. It also has significantly more rows. You can see it has 5 times rows of a single crafter would usually have. So it's just overall better in every single way. But what I just realized is this is just exporting from here and putting back in there, so it's never actually going to craft more, even though I have the crafting card in there, because it doesn't need to craft it, because it just pulls out of the system and puts it back in. So I have to do this a bit of a different way than doing this, unfortunately, but I think using some of the other mods with crafters, I should be able to fix it. So I actually haven't started working on the ore processing over here yet, because I kind of want to just wait to do this first. I wanted to finish this project first before going to the next one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out a good way to get them crafted, but not have too many crafted at once. So when I figure that out, I'll bring you guys back in and show you guys what I came up with. Alright, I did think of a solution to this little problem here, and that is using the RF Tools Utility Crafter. I was hoping to find another crafter, but I couldn't find one that fit the bill. So what I essentially have in here is I have the basic circuit, I have the alloys, and I have the advanced and elite in here. And it creates the advanced, the elite, and the ultimate in that pattern. And this is all remembered, so if all this cobble, oops, looks like it didn't save correctly. Remember, it should now remember that. You can see it doesn't want to work for some reason. Oh, you know what it is? You can't shift click out or it will take the remember thing away. I remember that being a known bug. Don't know when they'll fix it, but if I shift click any of these out, it will remove the remember, as you can see there. So do not shift click out and just pull it out, and that should be fine. So if I do this, you should see all of it being there, but I'm just going to leave it in because there's no reason for me to take it out. Now, because of the setup, there's no fourth output here, so there will actually end up being 2 stacks of ultimate control circuits in here, meaning instead of just having 2 stacks of the ultimate control circuits, I'll end up having 3 stacks of the ultimate control circuits. Nothing I can really do about that, but that's honestly doesn't really bother me. 3 stacks is always better than 2, I guess. I have the resources, or well, I should. Right now I'm very low on osmium. I'm pretty much just taking it out of my smelter over there, or not out of my smelter, out of the ore wall over there with the drawers, and smelting it up separately, putting it in here because I don't have any other way to get basic circuits. Otherwise, you can see here, I'm pretty much putting all the basic circuits I can in right now. So what I'm going to do now is start getting on that ore processing, because I finally finished this guy over here, and now this is 100% automated and should not need me anymore. Everything should just be how it is and be good. By the way, I did put my pick in there accidentally, but I see no reason to fix it right now. If that bothers you guys, just tell me, I'll take it out. I'll fix that in 2 seconds. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the, what's it called? The ore processing now over here. That took so much brain power from me, I'm forgetting how to say stuff. So what next? Yes, ore processing, and when I finish that, I'll bring you guys back in. or maybe not finish it, just get something about it done. Alrighty, I looked at my video and I'm actually about 35 minutes in, and if I were to work on ore processing right now and finish it in this episode, probably more like a 40, 50, not probably not 40, like a 55 or maybe 40, 45-minute episode. And I don't know if you guys want a video that long, so I thought I would just end it here for you guys. Now, I want to say this video is similar on Christmas. Yesterday was Christmas for me, actually. I spent my entire day with my family there, the day of Christmas. So yesterday was Christmas, and the day before on Christmas Eve, I also spent my entire day with my family too. I had a very good Christmas. I hope you guys did too. I know it's a bit late, but I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas. And I thought that was just tip before ending the episode here. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching the 10th episode of my Direwolf20 119 Modpack series. We got a whole bunch done, from getting a quarry out to getting a whole bunch of stuff automated. And the next episode, as I said, we will get more processing done, and I'll probably move my quarry again because I've already had to move it once or twice now. So yes, thank you guys once again. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, and hope everyone had just a very good day in general. I know I did. Sorry, I'm rambling right now. I'm rambling. Once again, thank you guys for watching the episode. I'll look forward to you guys in the 11th. Oh, and just one last thing. I do have an announcement. Hopefully, future me, or past me, I guess, at this point for you guys, did the correct thing and put a video out about it already. But if I didn't, shame on past me. Once again, thank you guys very much for watching. See you in the next episode.